we have over 300 languages here in Papua. Even in Jayapura, there are a lot of languages. You go from one district to the other, there's a different language. So although they speak Indonesian, but the different languages, different culture, different beliefs. So it's very difficult to penetrate in those different beliefs and different cultures as compared to Africa, where they have they can be Shona speaking people with different dialects, but they are Shona people when talk of Zimbabwe. But in Papua, they can be Papuan people, but with different languages, different culture, different everything. So it was building a very big wall, and it is still a very huge difference in order to be able to tackle the HIV issue. So the main difference is when we are talking of HIV in PAP, we have to have a certain type of approach. You can't just say, yes, you are here, I'm testing you for HIV, and because I'm suspecting you this. Because they will feel offended. Like, why would you say I have HIV? Why would you want to test me for HIV? And then the next thing they would, some of them would say, I don't have HIV because I don't have multiple sexual partners. I am sick because maybe somebody did something to me, the black magic or something like that. So in comparison to Africa, they quickly understood that. But in Papua, we are still working on that. And also, once you test for HIV, it's not like when they are still very healthy and you screen for HIV, it's difficult also to gather them up and say, let's do this and we are going to do the HIV testing. But they would want to present themselves to the medical facility while they are already sick or in AIDS condition. So we'll always encourage them to come forward for testing while they are still healthy. While this is still just HIV, not AIDS. So when you talk of Africa, in my own country today, people, they can just go, if somebody feels uncertain with the condition, he or she will just go to the pharmacy and buy the oral swab for HIV. And she does it herself. It reacts positive. She brings the same swab result to the doctor, whether she wants to go to the public hospital or to the private hospital. She brings it and said, I swabbed myself and this is what I got. So we no longer close windows and doors and do the counseling. People just bring themselves forward as compared to Papua. So in Papua, it's just a one-way gate. When you want to test for HIV, it's either you go to the public clinic, the government-owned clinic, or the government hospital, or any other private hospital. That's when you go and have the HIV testing. Or you go to the private laboratory and you test for HIV. But if you are tested for HIV from a private laboratory, it means you are going to go back to that same one door, that is the government facility, because it's a subsidized program from the government, of which the medication is for free. So once you go back there, you're going to be registered, your identity and everything. So a lot of people here, they feel inferior that they've tested for HIV and they are positive. And they wouldn't want to go to the public hospital or wherever they are going to be registered with their identity cards. So we are facing a huge problem with that. They don't want to be registered. So there's an application, their whole country. So once everybody is tested for HIV, they are registered into that application, and it's known the whole country that even if you go to any medical facility, you want to top up your medication, you can just top up because you are already registered. So a lot of people do not want to do that. They don't want to be registered. Hence, they decide to refrain from treatment, and that's when they seek substitutional treatment, herbal treatments, and so forth. But
So they don't want to be identified.
they don't want to be identified.